Hello students, in this video I am going to discuss a question. This question is based on concept of greatest integer function. The question is if sum of all real solution to the equation greatest integer function of x square minus 3x plus 2 is equal to 3x minus 7 is k, where this function represents greatest integer function. What we need to find? We need to find the value of k by 3. This is very important problem for ITJ point of view. Now I am going to discuss solution of this problem. Now what is given here? It is given that x square minus 3x plus 2 is equal to 3x minus 7. What we observe here? LHS is an integer. If LHS is an integer, what we conclude? RHS must be integer. RHS must be integer. So what we conclude? This 3x minus 7 must be integer. Now this 7 is integer. So what we conclude finally? This 3x must be integer. Say n, where what is n? N belongs to integer. So what we observe? Initially we observed LHS, this LHS is an integer. So LHS is integer, then we conclude RHS must be integer. So this 3x minus 7 must be integer. So what we observe? 3x is equal to n, and what is n? N is some integer here. And now I am going to apply some property of greatest integer function. If we know that if greatest integer function of x is equal to a, what does it mean? X varies from a to a plus 1. Now I am going to apply this property of GIF here in this equation. What is given? It is given that x square minus 3x plus 2 is equal to 3x minus 7. Say this is equation 1. Now simply applying this property here, this property, what we observe? We observe 3x minus 7, x square minus 3x plus 2, 3x minus 7 plus 1. Simply applying this property here. What is a here? A is 3x minus 7. So a to a plus 1. 3x minus 7 to 3x minus 7 plus 1. Now if we proceed this further, what we find? Simply subtracting 3x minus 7 to all sides. What we find? We find this as x square minus 3x plus 2 minus 3x minus 7. And what about in this side? 3x minus 6. This is 7 minus 7 plus 1 minus 6, and minus 3x minus 7. So finally what we obtain? We obtain this as 0 and x square minus 6x plus 9, and this is less than 1. If we proceed this further, we find this 0, x minus 3 whole square is less than 1. As x is real, x minus 3 whole square is always greater than equal to 0. It's always greater than 0 for all x belongs to R. So finally, what can we say? We can say x minus 3 square is less than 1. If you proceed this further, what you find? You find x minus 3 minus 1 into x minus 3 plus 1 is less than 0. So x minus 2 into x minus 4. This is x minus 2, x minus 4 less than 0. So what does it mean? X lies between 2 to 4. If you plot this number line, you find x lies between 2 to 4. Now from this equation, from here, what is x? From here, x is equal to n by 3. Because 3x must be integer, so simply write x as n by 3. So what we find finally? 6 to 12. And what about n? n is integer. So what are the possible values of n? Possible values of n are 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 11 only. 11 only. Now, what is x? X is equal to n by 3. Now, simply putting the values of n, what we find? We find x as 7 by 3. Possible values of x are 8 by 3, 9 by 3, 10 by 3 and 11 by 3. Now, what is sum of all the values? If you calculate the sum of all the values, their sum is given as k. 7 by 3, 8 by 3, simply add all the values. What you observe? 45, 50. Now what we need to find finally? We need to find the value of k by 3. K by 3 is 15 by 3 and this is equal to 5. So this is the approach to solve this problem. Hope you understand. Also understand the key step. Key step here is just observe the concept here. This LHS must be integer. What you conclude from here, this 3x minus 7 is always an integer. And we know that 7 is integer. If 7 is integer, this means 3x must be integer. So 3x is equal to n belongs to integer. And also apply this property. If determinant function of x is equal to a, x is greater than equal to a and less than equal to a plus 1. So thank you and see you in next video.